Are you dating for marriage and you are finally ready for a man to be serious about you because you're tired of dating men who are only relationship material? You want a man who will actually value you, see your worth, and who will love you the way that you truly want to be loved. As a single woman, I understand how it can be challenging, it can be frustrating, and you feel like you are ready and you definitely want to attract your Mr. Right. I definitely want to help you today by helping you understand the 5 ways to make a man value you more. I want to share with you a simple story about myself when I was a single woman. I really wasn't dating with any intentions. I was just going with the flow. I was seeing how things would turn out. I was dating just to have company and just to pass by the time. Even though I had some good dating experiences and I had fun, I just want to share with you that I felt like I was unfulfilled, that the men who I was dating were not serious enough for me, and I just about had enough. So for myself, I had reached a fork in the road and I had to decide to actually take dating more seriously. And maybe you feel like you too can take dating more seriously. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is when you want to communicate to a man your value, that you are definitely going to have to position yourself as a wife material woman, but also too you're going to have to display your value to him, because if you don't show a man your value, how is he going to take you seriously? How is he going to think about you as a wife material woman? And how is he actually going to ask you to marry him? So let's go ahead and get into it, because I want you to have real results. I want you to overcome your frustrations, and I want you to finally have an enjoyable dating experience. So number one is that you're going to have to be a confident woman and let him know who you are as a woman. Like for example, what makes you you? Like what makes you to be the woman that you are? What are some of the things that you actually enjoy doing? What are some of your strengths? What do you truly want to experience with a man? When you let a man know who you are, most men actually find that to be sexy, because a man doesn't want a woman who he only tells her what it is that he wants and she just obliges by him and she just goes with the flow as to the things that he wants. Like you actually want to date a man where you can be who you are. He appreciates who you are. He adores who you are. He admires your strengths. So you're going to have to communicate to him like, hey, I know how to communicate. I know how to love myself. I know how to be a feminine woman, and I am looking to attract my Mr. Right. I'm looking to be with a man who actually wants to have the same things that I want. And again, when you communicate your value by being confident, by showing up, that definitely is going to set you apart from other women who don't want the same things that you want. Number two is that you're going to have to position yourself as a wife material woman. So when you're talking to a guy over the phone, when you're going out on dates, within the first 30 days, I highly suggest you let a man know that you are dating for marriage. You're not dating to be in a relationship. You're not dating just to go along. You truly want to be married, and you're going to have to communicate that. And a man who wants the same things that you want, a man who wants to be married, he's definitely going to gravitate toward that. But if a man tells you, well, I'm not ready for that and I can't be committed, that is a man who is possibly not compatible with who you are as a woman, and that's okay. And typically with those type of men, those are the men who actually ghost you. So you can be frustrated, you can be angry, you can be disappointed that a man would ghost you, but sometimes a man who ghosts you is the possible best decision that he could have ever made, because in hindsight, he is actually making room for your Mr. Right. So don't become frustrated, keep on going, and know that your Mr. Right will be on the way as you continue to be intentional about your dating experience, as you keep on having conversations with men or getting to know a man or befriending a man just to see if he is compatible with you, it will happen. So don't become frustrated. And again, when I was a single woman, I was frustrated that I did not meet my Mr. Right, and I had actually wanted for the whole dating experience to be over already. But when I look back, there were some things that I needed to learn. When I look back, I wasn't really ready. But when I was ready, the day that I met my husband, I felt more ready than I could have ever felt before. So please don't get frustrated. Hang in there. And again, your Mr. Right is coming. Number three is when you're talking to a man, and let's say that you guys are having a disagreement or his values don't match up with your values, there is a way that you can communicate to a man in a non threatening way and without having an attitude. And this is going to separate you from other women. When you talk to a man in a non threatening way, you are positioning yourself as a wife material woman. And here's why. When life gets difficult, when challenges come, men like a woman who know how to be level-headed, who know how to be calm, but also to express themselves in such a way where she is not a headache for him. And I'm not saying that a man can't be a headache for you, because he definitely can. But when you communicate to a man in a non-threatening way, when you respect him, and when you know how to protect his ego, he is definitely going to want to gravitate towards you. But also, too, he's definitely going to be even more attracted to you because you know how to respect him, because you know how to talk to him. And again, you want to let a man know that you are valuable. You want to let a man know that you are a wife material woman. And so let me go ahead and give this caveat right here. You can have all the value that you want, and you can know who you are, and you can know exactly how you want your dating experience to go. But if you don't communicate that in such a way where he sees the value in you by your dating experiences, how you interact with him, and how you treat him, and how you let him know you want to be treated, like when you do that, you're expressing your value to him. So I just want to encourage you to not only know your worth and know your value as a woman, but also to being able to communicate it in such a way where he finds you even more attractive. Because the more value you display, he's going to say to himself, I can't be without you. I want you. I want you to be in my life. I can see my future with you. And when a man talks like that, he is definitely marriage material, and he definitely wants to have you in his life. So, number four would be find out what is important to him. And the way that you do that is that you ask him questions. You guys really have in-depth conversations. So, the number one dating question that you can ask him is, so what are your intentions for dating? And if he says marriage and you want marriage, well, the two of you can be compatible. So then another question that you can ask him is, what is important to you about marriage? Why do you want to have a wife? When you are able to ask him this type of question, you're going to truly find out what is important to him. And when you find out what is important to him, you definitely will be able to take inventory within your own values. You'll definitely be able to take inventory as to the things that are important to you. And again, you're going to see how the two of you are compatible with each other. And my sub point about this is also when you know what's important to a man, when he knows that you want to know what's important to him, that as a gentleman, if he is a gentleman, he definitely is going to ask you what is important to you. And he's definitely going to be more interested in you than other women. And that's essentially what you want. You want a man who is able to be asked questions, but also too that he asks you the same type of questions, because you want to date a man who is caring, you want to date a man who is generous, and you want to date a man where there is reciprocity in the dating experience, in the relationship, and then in your possible future marriage. So I hope that this is helpful to you and that you are actually taking notes, because now is the time for you to date a man who wants the same things that you want. But now is the time for you to truly know if you are compatible with a man by having in depth conversations. So you can't talk about the value as to how you can communicate your value to a man without talking about compatibility. Now, number five is don't give him all of your time, because you're a busy woman, you have your career, you possibly have a family of your own when it comes to your children, you possibly have a career, family, and you have your me time. So don't give up all your time for a man, but let him know, like, hey, you're important to me. I definitely want to spend time with you, but I also, too, want to have my same normal schedule, because what happens is some women actually give up all their time for a man, are always trying to cater to his needs. But when you set boundaries with the man, when you let him know, like, hey, like, I'm really interested in you, but at the same time, I still want to be able to do the same things that I was doing. And, I will be more than happy to go out on dates with you, maybe 2 to 3 times out of the week. And I'm able to talk to you every day or every other day, or how it is that you actually work those two things out. But let me just share with you is that don't give a man all of your time, because if you do, it could communicate to him that you're desperate. It could communicate to him that you're just waiting by the phone for him to call. But when you show him, like, hey, no, I have a life, I have things that I need to do, and I actually enjoy myself, that he is going to be even more attracted to you, because he knows that there are boundaries. He knows that you have a life of your own, and he's definitely going to be thinking about, well, how can I actually fit my life into her life, and how can we actually create a life together? So, my name is Erica J. Holston, and I'm a certified dating and a relationship coach. I hope that you found these 5 tips, 5 ways to make a man value you more as a woman. Not only that, during this message, it was my hope that you are giving dating strategies as well as tips as to how you can position yourself as a wife material woman, because you want a man who will be able to adore you, who will be able to appreciate you and treat you the way that you want to be treated. And hopefully, this actually leads to a possible happily ever after. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.